On Badu. Oh, this is very nerve-wracking actually doing this. Oh my god. I'm so anxious. I hope it goes well. Let's get right into it, shall we? I suppose I should actually get the game started. Boop, boop. Ba-doopy-doopy-doop. Let me shut you off. And now... Oh! There we go. I'm going to be playing this in Japanese, so despite not knowing very much Japanese, I'm going to try to get through this the best I can. Hello! I would like to actually be able to finish the game. I don't know how likely that is, but I would like to be able to finish the game. It'll definitely be multiple episodes. I'm not going to be able to finish this in one go. I'm not a speed runner or anything like that. Okay. I'm going to use the default spear grid just because I figure I'm already going to have enough trouble just reading what the heck is going on. So, yes. Let's go with the arranged soundtrack. Alrighty, here we go. Yeah, this game is really nostalgic for me. Although this is the first time that I'm playing it in Japanese. I've never played it in Japanese before. Actually recently beat this and 10-2 this year. Good games. Yes, they are very good games. I love both of these games. But I'm definitely going to do 10-2 at some point, but I figured I should do 10 first. So, especially because 10's a lot more linear, so I figured this would be a much easier first Japanese game for myself. Also, I am unfortunately playing this game using a keyboard like some kind of goddamn heathen. I can't get my controller to work with this game for some reason. And I'm not emulating it because I do own it on Steam, so I'm playing the Steam version so that it can be all HD. So hopefully playing it with a keyboard isn't too terrible. I'm not looking forward to it though. I hope it's not that bad. Oh yeah, I love Popstar Yuna. I also do not care what anyone says. The songs from 10-2 are just so perfect. I listen to them all. Like, back when those games first came out, I listened to those songs so many times. Like, constantly.
最後かもしれないだろう。だから全部話しておきたいんだ。
It really is. I'm not typically a fan of... I can't remember his name. It's the other guy who isn't Uematsu. The guy who does the music in 10-2, and I think he did 13 as well. I'm not usually a fan of his stuff, but I like the stuff that he did for this one, and I like the stuff that he did for 10-2. I'm not crazy about 13's soundtrack. There's a few good games in it, but not as many. Or a few good songs in it, but not as many. Yes. LeBlanc is just such a great character. I love her so much. It's gonna be a while before we run into her though, because I do need to beat this one before we do 10-2. But yes, I love LeBlanc. Uh-oh, that should not be on top of my face. Uno momento, por favor. Yeah. There we go. Aw. Aw, thank you. Titus? No, don't do that. I need to go this way. Playing this with a keyboard feels so weird.
サインお願いしていいですか？
もちろん。
Now, I know in theory that his name is supposed to be Titus, but like every red-blooded American who played this game growing up, I thought his name was Titus, so that's what we're calling him. Adidas.
試合頑張ってね。
任せとけって。じゃあさ、今夜シュート決めたら、こうすったら。それ、
Yeah,
二
this
人へのメ
version
ッ
of
セ
the
ージ
prelude
とい
is
うこと
really
で。
weird, but I like it.
席どこ？
東ブロックです。最前列。私右から5番目ね。
了解っす。
Okay, now let's talk to the children.
サインしてサイン。
はいよ。
ちょうだい。
Don't know if you're gonna get the story
Easy.
throughout this. Well, even if I was playing it in English, the story in 10 and 10.2 is kind of convoluted, so you might not have got it either. But for the most part,
応援よろ
for
しくな。
now,
せーの。
I'm a hunky sports boy, and I'm
こ
gonna
れ
be
から試合だっ
playing
て。
some blitzball.
じゃあ
And
終わ
I
って
live
か
in a
ら。
place called
な
Zanarkand,
今夜は
and
今夜はダメだよ。
だろ。明日
uh,
絶対だよ。
約束っす。
right now I'm just heading off on my way to the big game. Which really, the first blitzball scenario in this isn't really all that well defined, I don't think. It's just kind of, they wanted a big spectacle at the beginning of the game. And there's our hot dad. Yeah, fuck you, hot dad.
俺がそのニュースを聞いたのは
I love Jack.
3回目の家出をしている時だった。みんなのヒーロージェクトが練習中に行方不明、捜索打ち切り。俺の親父はジェクトの熱狂的なファンださ。親父驚いてるだろうな、ショックだろうな。そう考えたら
He's
な
an
んだか
easy
納得
10.
できた。
Yes, he is. He is.
俺は慌てて家
He
に帰
is
った
a
ね。
handsome man.
で一晩中ジェクトの
I would let him do
どう
horrible
してどう
things
して。
to me. Very hot but absent
はい
dad.
はい
Yeah.
遅れちゃ。
I'm not gonna lie and pretend that I didn't think Titus was annoying when I played the game the first time, but at the same time, it's kind of a Shinji thing where, like, looking back on it, you realize, it could have been, his parents could have been less shitty. Game audio is too loud. Allow me to try and fix that. Me see do 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 do. That doesn't seem to do anything. I hope that takes care of it. If the game is still too loud, please let me know. I watched this video so many times back when I was a wee lad. Like, this game and a couple other ones for the PS2, I would just put them in, watch the opening sequence, and then shut the game off. Can't hear anything, actually. Oh, dear. Like, anything? Hold on, I should probably just straight up say that. Like, anything? Including my voice? Just not the game audio. Maybe I shut it down too low. Oh, maybe this is an automatic thing just because of the fact that this is a copyrighted song. Because, yeah, now that I look at the mixer volume, that is weird. Hold on. Is the audio working now? Because that song is... Well, no, because it's still not showing up in the... That's weird. Wonder why this is going on. What are you doing, game? Is it bad? No, that's weird. Settings. Device. There we go. I fixed it. Found out what the problem was. Okay. Now, like I said, if the audio is still too loud, please let me know. Okay. Back to the You just put it together. I've noticed a strange phenomenon where anytime I click off of the game, it's like, for some reason, just immediately the game starts pushing up. Like, I clicked on another window, and there you go. Bye. What's he doing up there? I don't know. A little bit loud. Okay. There he goes. Off on his little adventure to who knows where. Okay. Alright, Tita, stop running off. You got things to do.
アーロン、何ボサッとしてんだよ。
お前を待っていた。
またわけわかんないこと。
Whee! Alright, good. Glad we got this at a somewhat reasonable level.
始まるよ。
あ？
泣かないで。
Well, of course Auron sounds sexy. It's Auron. How could he not? Honestly, Final Fantasy X has so many daddies. Like,
なあ、こっちやばいって。
見ろ。
like there's Titus's dad, there's Auron, Yuna's dad. Good taste in men. Yes, yes, he did. His friends were very attractive.
俺たちは
There's also Waka. If you're of the furry persuasion, there's Kamari. I'm not opposed to Kamari. I'm pretty open-minded. So I will say, young Orin is hot, but Orin once he's older is even hotter. And yes, Waka. Waka is my absolute favorite dude in 10. Like, absolute best. Sexiest man. 10 out of 10. 11 out of 10. 500 out of 10. Just absolutely fantastic.
ジェクトの土産だ。
親父の
使い方は実践でな。雑魚に構う時間はない。突破するぞ。
Fight them. Oh, wrong button. Oh, I'm not even on the right row. God, I wish I was using a controller. Oh yeah. 10 and 10-2. I love the cast of both of those games. They're just fantastic. And yeah, the whole... I'm one of those people who's still holding out hope that someday we'll do like a Final Fantasy X-1 game about the pilgrimage of Yuna's dad and his buds. Just because I love those characters and I love the little bit that we get to see of them in the flashbacks. I'm one of the people who would love for that to be. I don't completely agree with that. I think I like Riku's design in 10, but I will say that her 10-2 design is a definite step up. I like her 10-2 design a lot more. It's much cuter, but I already liked her in just 10's outfit. And Pain is, of course, really awesome. Urabiki.
好き勝手暴れやがって。
まとめて片付けてやろう。
Oh shit. Oh boy. Hope this isn't absolutely the worst on keyboard. But here we go. Okay, yeah. That was good. But the 10-2 content is a far ways off. We still gotta get through all of that, and then we can party with the big boys. Yeah, me too. Although I'm going to be significantly more lost in that one. Hopefully my Japanese reading skills are improved by the time I get there, because I would like to not suck at it too bad. What ones have I played? I've played most of them. I have not played the online ones at all. 11 or 14, I have not played those ones at all. But as far as the single player ones, I've played all of the mainline ones to at least some
てんじゃ
extent.
ねえクソ親父
Um,
アーロン逃げた方がいいって
the ones I've finished 10, I finished 10-2,
やってらんねえっての
I've finished... I played 8 with a friend once, but I never beat it on my own. Finished 7, finished 4, and I finished 1 and 2, like the original Famicom versions. I played a fan translation of 2. But like I said, I've played all of them to at least some extent. Oh, and I beat 13. I forgot about that one. I'm not the biggest fan of 13, if I'm gonna be honest. Which is why it's funny that I've actually beaten it twice. But
手に負えんな
I beat
おいあいつ落とすぞ
1 and 2, but when I
面
beat
白いものを
them
見せてやれ
back then, I was planning on trying to play all of them, so then I started 3, but I never finished 3. I need to get back on that. Nine is good. I think 9 I got a pretty good chunk into, but didn't finish it. I know I beat the first disc and I was a pretty good chunk into the second one, but I didn't finish it. 9 is really good. I love 9 a lot. I think 10 and 10-2 are always going to hold a really special place in my heart because, I don't know, something about the added voice acting helped make the story really connect with me a lot more. But I really liked the games before. I never played I haven't played any of the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Not particularly interested in it. I'm old-fashioned. I like my RPGs turn-based. I'm really excited. Cause like it's interesting because like this is a game that I've technically beaten twice now, but this is like the first time that I'm really playing through it in Japanese. I've only ever seen like glimpses of it in Japanese before.
他の誰でもないこれはお前の物語だ おい
Oi.
おい
Oi?
親父
Oi? go down, meet father. Or Oyaji, as he is being called.
いろいろ考えてたのは覚えてる。俺どうなるんだとか、ここどこだよとか、そのうち頭がぼーっとしてきてさ、なんだか眠くなって。
Yeah, that's why I...
一人ぼっちになる夢。
That's why I never bothered with the online ones, which is a shame, because I love the Galkas from 11. I love them so much. I wish that Final Fantasy 11 was a single-player game so that I could play with the Galkas, but... like, they were a fantasy race designed specifically for my interests. They're all male, they're huge and hairy, and I love them, and... unfortunately, they were in an MMO, and that MMO came out at a time where I did not have disposable income, so I couldn't play it. You know what? Should I bother trying to get the Albed primers? I probably should, right? Let's go get that. Come on. Get it. I also don't know what it means. Yay, 200 gil. Can't do anything with it yet, but there's always later. There you are. But you're useless to me now. What spin-offs have I played? I played a pretty good chunk of, what's it called? Mystic Quest. The one that everyone likes to dog on. And I actually kind of liked it. I also played, it's not technically an actual spin-off of Final Fantasy, but I played Final Fantasy Legends on the Game Boy Advance, and I almost beat that one, but I didn't quite get to the end, because I was actually playing it very recently, and then Shin Megami Tensei 5 came out, and so that is now occupying all of my time. That isn't being dedicated to other things, like work. Sure, I've played some more Final Fantasy spin-offs. Oh yeah, I played it's a real weird one, but I played Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles The Crystal Bearers on the Wii. That one is very weird, but I liked it a lot. Chocobo Racing, yeah. It looks like it's gonna be pretty good. I didn't play any of it. How many other Chocobo Racing games have there been? Was there one on the PlayStation, I think? I don't know if there were any others. But I remember seeing a trailer for it, and I thought it looked really cool, but I never played it. But the new one looks really cute, too. Crystal Bearers was pretty fun. The gameplay was weird, and the story was also weird. But it was fun. Yeah, I'm sure there was only one. By the way, this whole scenario is absolutely terrifying. I would hate to be Titus or Titus or whatever in this situation. I don't know what it is about being in the water, but just I would not want to deal with that. I wouldn't want to deal with this. I would pee myself and die immediately. Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, the world of Crystal Chronicles is pretty cool. I need to get into it more. I didn't get to play the original Crystal Chronicles because actually back when that came out I didn't have a GameCube. I had a friend who had a GameCube, but I don't know, that game we never really got the chance to play it. I know that they came out with a new version of it on the Switch, but from what I've heard, it really kind of fucks up most of the things that people really like about Crystal Chronicles. So I don't really know if it would be worth it to try it on that. I feel like I'd still be missing out on what people consider to be the actual Crystal Chronicles experience, you know? But it always looked like a cool game. I remember seeing stuff about it back in gaming magazines, because that was back when gaming magazines were the shit. They were how you got all your information.
事態はどんどん悪くなっていく。夢も希望もありません。そんな気にさせる場所だと思った。
Well, knowing that there's all these Final Fantasy IX connections in the trailer for the new Chocobo Racing kind of leads credence to the weird conspiracy theories people are making about them supposedly remaking 9. I don't know how true those rumors are, but that's definitely a thing I've been hearing people talking about. I think it would be neat if it's more faithful than the Final Fantasy VII remake. At the risk of sounding like a bit of a complainer, I'm not a fan of the direction that they are taking the Final Fantasy VII remake. I would much rather have a more faithful Final Fantasy VII remake. Oh my god. Maneuvering on keyboard is kind of a bitch. Yeah. I got turned around. get turned around? I think this is where I'm supposed to go. See. Yeah, what was up with that Chrono Cross stuff? I saw a trailer for some kind of Chrono Cross collaboration with something else. But I don't know what that other thing was that it's collaborating with. So I'm not fully understanding what it's supposed to be. I thought maybe it's some kind of like mobile game or something like that. High potion. I put a high potion in my hand. I think if they were to take that kind of direction with a Final Fantasy IX remake, similar to what they did with Final Fantasy VII, I don't know, it would depend on who's involved. Because, like, it really depends on who's directing it, on how accurate to the original it ends up being. Another Eden. It's a very good gacha game written by the guy that did Chrono Trigger. Oh, well, that explains why there was a Chrono Cross crossover then. And make fire.
腹減った今日は何？
つまらないミスだったな。明らかにお前のせいで負けた。
そんなこと言いに来たのかよ。
今日は命日だ。
ああ、
一人で泣いているかとな。
泣くかよ。
泣いてたよ。
I need food. Yeah, yeah. I'd say of all of the Final Fantasies, 6 is probably the grittiest of the Final Fantasies. It's definitely the least,
あ、いや、ちょっと待ってくれ。なんか探してくるから。
I do love that he talks to the fire like it's alive. But yeah, 6 is definitely... You could tell that they were trying to make that one a bit grimmer than the other two-dimensional Final Fantasies.
勘弁してくれよ。
Ouchies. Yeah, this monster is fucking gross looking. I like it. It's cool. but it is creepy as all hell. Eight? Yeah, I can see that. Eight also has its darker moments. 7 does too. Honestly, 6, 7, and 8 are kind of like just that particular era of Final Fantasy, in my opinion. There she is, guys. They're teaching us how to steal. Throw grenades, that's what it is. I definitely cannot read. Yeah, we can do another one. Yay. Yeah, and I don't mean that as a slight against those games either, because I mean, I like 7 a lot for the way it is. I think 7, I like 7 a lot. But it is, yeah, it is definitely the grunge phase of Final Fantasy. 6, 7, and 8 are the grunge phase. Yeah, might as well. Do 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 do. But
満門とか神殿シーズザセって運が運がオフィシチェセウ
ヤッセ神殿合差な
おそちまキヤサはみ
誰がもメシエセミオザレン
very nice of you. Man, how does Albed work in Japanese? I'm assuming it's mostly just like switching around the kana, but not speaking in Terra Strong. I do love Terra Strong as a Riku.
土佐吐けるくせの
言ってんだよ
ゾルモハ耳は
参った
コーヒコームアルシンキの
But like, what do they do?
全然わかんね
カンハミは
えわかんねえっての
しらや
ヤッセ仕事を手伝えば少しの間は世話してあげるってさ
お前 言葉わかるのか？わかった、働くよ。
I agree. That scene was especially helped by the way that her face animates when she says that. She just looks like her eyes rolling up in her head like that. Do. Come on. There we go. Oh boy. Do you have to explain this in Japanese? Okay. Aperitivo. Oh. I know how to use the sphere grid. You don't need to explain it to me. I've beaten this game twice. Yes, ability sphere. We use the ability sphere and then we get the ability. Agemasu. Agemasu. Suppose I will find out when I use it. Not Riku. We will find out at some point. Let's save so that we never have to do that again. Cheer. Agemasu is cheer. Well, now I learned a thing.
海の底に昔の遺跡があるの。今は動いてないけど、多分まだエ
Oh,
ネ
her
ルギーが
Japanese
残って
voice is cute, though.
潜ってってちょいちょいってやれば遺跡が復活して海底に沈んでるあれを引き上げられると思うんだよね。じゃあお仕事頑張ろう。
うっす。
She does sound very baby. But, you know, Japanese. That's just how they do. I have to say, I like this environment. Kind of a shame that you don't get to visit it for a longer period. Doop-de-doo. Yes, let us move. And let us learn cheer. Agamas. Since I forgot that they don't actually do that when you do it in the tutorial, you have to actually go do it manually again. The best method of working with computers, just punch them. Oh my god, using a keyboard is so painful for this. This game was not made for a mouse and keyboard. We got nothing. Except for a few points, but not very many. That is... Apparently that is just a part of the canon in Spira and the games that take place in it, is that just the people of this world are able to learn to hold their breath a lot longer than people in real life. I guess you would kind of have to in order for things like Blitzball to work, but... You jerk. I like that attack was literally just called Octopus Leg. Or Octopus Feet. Awesome. Aha. thing, the early part of this game is very, very generous with circles. Now you die? No. Why is you not dying? You need to die. There we go. Let's go out into the freedom. And then there it is. That's our airship that we're gonna have later. But not for now. For now, we just have to walk everywhere. Yeah, I would also like to be able to hold my breath the way the characters in this game do. Riku's dad?
あ
I can't remember.
あ手伝っただろ
Is her dad Sid? Because I remember I liked Sid in this game.
ああ腹減った
But I can't remember if he counts as dad. I know they're related, but I can't remember if he was actually her dad. That looks
おー
terrible.
飯
Okay, because I remember that they were definitely related because Yuna's also related to him, and Yuna and her are cousins. I just couldn't remember if he was actually her dad or not.
焦って食べるからだよ。何さ。
あなたのお名前は
リュックだよ。
おお本当に通じるよ
Yuka.
おお
Like the Shinigami
で
from
もそれ
Death
なら最
Note?
初から普通に話してくれよな
そんな余裕なかったんだよ。みんな血のこと魔物だと思ってて。
Yeah, that says Ryuku.
血って
あ、血は君って意味。
あんたたち何者？
アルベド族だよ。言葉でわかるでしょ。
Yeah, Sid was definitely hot
君ア
dad
ルベド
material
嫌いじゃ
too.
ないの？
嫌いも何
Sorry,
も
I'm a little bit
知らない
freaking out over the fact that her name is not Riku in
ザ
the
ナルカンドだ
Japanese
よ
version.
俺そこでブリッツの選手やっててさザナルカンドエーブスのエース。
もしかして頭を強く打つとかした？
あんたたちに殴られた。
Yes. Join us in the club of thirsting after Riku's
じ
dad.
ゃあその前のこと覚えて
Or
る？
Ryuku's dad, apparently.
ザナルカンドのこと、試合や生活のこと、ブリッツボールの試合の時にシンが襲ってきたこと、そしてアーロンのせいで逃げ
Her
遅れ
name
て
is
光に包まれて
so
思いつ
like
くままに話したのにそのうち
RYUKU
不安になってきたんだ。
in the Japanese version, apparently. Instead of RIKKU.
変なこと言ってんのか？
真に近づいたんだ。大丈夫、きっとすぐ治るよ。真に近づきすぎた人間は頭がぐるぐるしちゃうんだって。だから君も変な夢みたいの見ただけじゃ
My
ない
world is
かな。
also devastating.
俺病気ってこと？
真の毒気にやられたんだと思う。
なんで？
It was
だってザナル
it
カ
was
ンドなん
also
て今
an
もうないんだ
interesting
もん。
choice for them to
10年前に
change her
シンが
name
暴
like
れて壊し
that
ちゃった。
because like I remember
だから
back
ブ
when
リッ
this
ツボールなんて
game
できない
and
よ。
the first Kingdom Hearts game came out, everyone who was playing Kingdom Hearts was also playing was also playing Final Fantasy X.
俺シン
And
が
so
ザナルカ
everyone
ンドを
was
襲う
like,
の見たん
isn't
だ
it
ぞ。
so weird that these two characters who
あれが
came
1000年
out
前
in
だっ
these
ての
two
か。
franchises at like
信じらん
roughly
ないっ
the
てそ
same
んなの。
time have the exact same name as each other, but it turns out in Japanese they don't have the same name as each other at all. So, I guess I learned something. Hello, Leo. Welcome to the
もう
club.
さ
うん
ブリッツの選手なんでしょ？
うん
ルカへ行けばなんとかなるかもよ。君を知ってる人いるかもしれないし。
But now I have to imagine Duke in Riku's outfit.
ル
I
カ
can't not imagine that now that you've put thought in my head. And yes, I love the Gullwing fairies from 10-2 or from Kingdom Hearts 2.
よーし、私に任せなさい。ルカに連れてってあげるよ。行きたくないの？
うん
じゃあみんなに話してくるからちょっと待ってて。あ、それから注意。ザナルカンドから来たなんて人には言わない方がいいよ。あそこはエボンの聖なる土地だから怒る人いると思うんだ。
I only played Final Fantasy, or I only played Kingdom Hearts 2 once. But I remember I really liked the Gullwings as fairies in that.
ザナルカンドはエボンの聖なる土地。なんのこってすかって感じだった。エボン？真の毒気？ルカ？どこか遠くへ来ただけだと思ってた。すぐに帰れると思ってた。1000年の時を超えたってか？信じられるかっつーの！あ、もう！え？
Look what you did, Titus. This is all your fault.
신다 루모! 약타시 무모!
Have fun eating lunch. Honestly, I'm getting kind of hungry myself. And that's how Titus died. Hello. Anyway, welcome to the party, Leo. Are you also familiar with Final Fantasy X?
リュック
There he is. There's our man. There's our precious husband, wife.
大丈夫か。
人
Kiss me. Immediately, I demand it. Doodly-doo. I can't remember if anything's over this way. But my RPG brain tells me that I have to go look for hidden items. They could be anywhere. Wee. Like over here. Is that a piece of equipment? Which I don't think I'm able to. I don't think I'm able to change my equipment yet. Oh well. I think it's some form of equipment, because right now equipment is not an option on here. I'm guessing that it unlocks later, but and it's not showing up in here. So oh wait, was this it? Exactly where I want to be, surrounded by big muscular men.
お前さっきの技もう一回やってみ。
嬉しかった。今度こそ助かったと思ったんだ。
素人じゃないよな。どこのチームだ？
ザナルカンド・エイブス。
Immediately fucks up.
聞いたことねえな。どっから来たって？
あ、悪い。今のなし。俺さ、真に近づきすぎて頭がぐるぐるなんだよな。だからどこから来たとか、ここがどこなのかとか。
真の毒気にやられたか。でもこうして生きてるんだ。エボンの賜物だな。トレーニング続けてろ。俺はワッカ、このビサイドオーラカの選手兼コーチだ。なんだ腹減りか。よし村行くぞ。なんか食わしてやる。
So Ebon must be how they say Yevon in the Japanese version. Which I guess makes sense because there's no ye. Well, I guess they could have put an E at the beginning of it. Like Yevon, but Ebon works too.
ワッカはいいやつだと思った。だから聞いてみたくなったんだ。
At least Waka is still Waka,
ザ
so
ナ
I
ルカンド
know
って1000年前に滅
he
び
is
たんだ
my
よな。
he'll be my rock in all
今は
of
遺
this.
跡になってしまったでいいんだよな。
昔々スピラにはでっかい町がたくさんあった。夜でも賑やかな機械仕掛けの大都市だ。みんな機械の力に頼って面白おかしく遊んでたわけだ。だけどな、見てみろ。突然神が現れて機械の町を全部壊しちまった。もちろんザナルカンドもな。それがだいたい1000年前。そうお前の言う通りだ。ま、神は調子に乗っちまった人間への罰ってわけだな。まったくよ。
Who was Ebon again in Soul Eater?
苦労するなんて腹が立つよな。
Were they a character in the?
罪を償うのは
Did
今
they
の
show up in the anime?
それは分かってる
Because
さ。
I haven't. I'm not familiar with any of the stuff that happens after the anime continuity.
リュックの言った通りだった。ワッカもリュックも嘘をつく必要なんて全然ないんだ。
でもよ、ザナルカンド・エイブスってのは笑えたぞ。もしかしたらそんなチーム本当にあったのかもしれないけどよ。まあ楽して暮らしてた時代のチームなんて弱っちに決まってるけどね。お前が落ち込むことないだろうが。
俺を励ましてくれるワッカの気持ち嬉しかった。でもその時俺が考えていたのは始まりは真だ。だから
Or
もう一度
Tita's
真に
being
会え
so
ば
confused.
それができたらザナルカンドへ帰ることができるかもしれない。その時が来るまでは
I keep switching
ここが
between
どこか
calling
とか、
him Titus and
いつ
Titus.
の時代だとか気にするのはやめよう。気にしないってのは難しかったけど少しだけ楽になった。ほんの少しだけ。
おい、こっちだ。
But I want to go this way. Fine, I guess I'll follow you. So we can go have our awkward romantic moment.
なんかあんのか。
There is nothing gay about what is happening. This is all very heterosexual.
何すんだよ。
I know, it's all just my wishful thinking. do like the victory theme in this one a lot. There we go. Yeah, there's not much in... I think there's like a little bit of stuff where, like, depending on which girl you're nicer to, there's a couple cutscenes that happen a little bit differently. But other than that, yeah, this game doesn't really give you much opportunity for, like, role-playing amongst your party members, which would be nice, because I love the cast in this game. But it is a very linear love story, and I do like the story of Venus and Milo. I think they're cute. Stop biting me. You guys suck. God, Wakka's so hot. I'm garbage. Yay! Now we're a little bit more beefy, a bit more able to take hits. I love his Japanese voice, it's really cute.
ブリッツとシンだけがザナルカンドとスピラをつないでるような気がしたんだ。そんなに外れてなかったろ？
俺はあそこで生まれて5歳でブリッツボールを始めた。13歳でビサイドおおらかに入って10年戦士ってやつだな。でも10年やっても大会じゃ一度も勝てなかった。で引き際が肝心だってんで去年の大会を最後に引退したんだ。でな、引退してから新しい仕事を始めたんだな。でもちょっと気抜いたらすぐブリッツのこと考えちまう。
10年間勝ちなしじゃな。
去年の1回戦はチャンスだった。でもきついことがあって試合に集中できなかった。
言い訳っすね。
厳しいっすね。
次の大会で勝ってスッキリしたい。そういうことか。 大会の目標は？
順位は関係ないんだ。いい試合ができたらそれでいい。本気でやったって充実感があれば俺すっきりやめられると思う。
目標って聞かれたら優勝って答えろよ。試合に出るなら勝つ。それ以外何があるんだ。
優勝マジっすか。
We aim to win.
Oh, 海から来た人か。
この道は魔物が多いから注意した方がいいよ。
真に近づいたのに助かったんだろう。こんなところでやられるなよ。
誰？
討伐隊のルッツとガッタ。
討伐隊？
お前そんなことも忘れちまったのか。悪かった。気にすんな、俺が面倒見てやる。
その代わり大会の時は大活躍してやるから。
です。ああ、討伐隊のことは直接聞けよ。村の宿舎にいるはずだ。ビサイド村だ。
This is one of my favorite songs in the entire
ある？
game.
後であの家で食わせてやる。しばらく暇つぶしてろ。
And I really like the way it sounds in the remastered version.
あそこが討伐隊宿舎だ。ルッツとガッタにいろいろ聞いてみろよ。
Because one of the previous times that I beat Final Fantasy X, it was the remastered
こっち来い。
なんだよ。
お前いく
So
ら
I've already heard this version of the soundtrack. I really like it.
忘れたっていうか知らなかったんだけどさ。
生活の基本だろう。まあとにかく教えてやる。ほれやってみ。
うん。
よし上出来だ。じゃあ寺院の召喚師様にご挨拶してきな。
それはブリッツボールの選手だったら誰でも知ってる勝利のおまじないだった。
One of the prettiest renditions of Stekidane on the soundtrack. Ah. Okay. Never mind then.
「なああんた、シンに襲われたんだろ？それ最近か？
多分な。
じゃあ島の近くにシンがいるのか？隠してないよな？
もちろん。
この近くにシンが来たのなら島を襲いに来るはずだ。ところがそんな気配はない。
悪いけど俺には何もわからないよ。だいたい俺討伐隊ってのもなんだかよく分かってない。
冗談だろ？
シンの毒気か。ガッタ話してやれ。
はい先輩。討伐隊は秦と戦うために生まれた組織である。スピラ中に支部があり、そこに志願した者は誰でも参加可能である。討伐隊は800年前に英雄ミヘン様が作った石山集を起源とする。後年組織を拡大し討伐隊と名を変え、以来秦と戦い続けているのである。
800年も戦い続けて秦を倒せないのか。
討伐隊にできるのは秦の進路を変えさせたり、まあはっきり言ってその程度だ。多分俺らには秦は倒せない。討伐隊の役目は秦から寺院、町、村、人々を守ることだ。
じゃあ誰が秦を倒すんだ。
秦の毒気ってのはこんなひどいものなんですか。
いや、これはかなりひどい。教えてやるのは簡単だが、できれば自分で思い出す方がいい。寺院へ行って祈りを捧げてこい。すべて思い出せますようにってな。
Wee. Kitty. The cats look surprisingly normal considering how they try to make the dogs look more fantasy-ish. I remember, I don't think there's anything particularly special in any of these houses. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. Yeah, they are pretty big now that I think about it. But like compared to the dogs, where the dogs like their ears are shaped really funny and not very dog-like or cat-like, or I don't know, the dogs just look weird. Yeah, the Hymn of the Faith is so good. I really love the world building in this, in Final Fantasy X and X-2 in particular, compared to like the Final Fantasies that came before it, even though like I like a lot of the Final Fantasies that came before 10, and in fact I'd probably say that like the Final Fantasies before 10 are a lot of my favorite games, but like I feel like 10 really did the world building a lot better than any of the previous ones.
少しおかしくて寂しかった。
召喚師とは神秘の技で我らエボンの民をお守りくださるお方。選ばれし召喚師が操るは血肉を持たざる聖なる獣、召喚獣。祈りに応えて姿を現す召喚獣は大いなるエボンの賜物。
要するになんだかすごいおじさんたちに感謝しなさいってことだと思った。
I have not played any of the Final Fantasy VII Remake yet, but I don't know, Final Fantasy VII had pretty good world building too. Not as good as 10 though, in my opinion. But like legit, are all of them related to it? No, that is one of the important things to keep in mind about the Final Fantasy franchise, is that the main entries in the series are not related to each other. Most of them take place in wholly separate universes that have nothing to do with each other's story, and that's why you have things like Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2. X-2 is directly related to 10, and that's why it's named like that. But 10 is not related to 9, and 9 is not related to 8, and so on and so forth. So like you'll see a lot of Final Fantasy spin-offs that have Final Fantasy VII in the title somewhere. So those games are all related to Final Fantasy VII in some way. But like 7 is not related to 6 or 8 or 1 or 3 or anything like that. So as long as you're playing a Final Fantasy game and it doesn't have some kind of subtitle attached to it, as long as it's just Final Fantasy 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, you don't have to know about any of the other Final Fantasies to play it. I hope that explanation wasn't too confusing. Yeah, if you're trying to keep track of like the lore of every Final Fantasy game, it's a lot, but thankfully they are for the most part not connected to each other.
悪いな、飯はまだなんだ。昼寝でもしてろ。疲れてるんだろ？
様子を見に行った方がよくはなかろうか。
大丈夫だと思うんですが。
The first Final Fantasy I played was Final Fantasy IV on the Super Nintendo back when that came out.
しかしもう
かれこれ1日経っているか
I
ら。
didn't know anything about any of the Final Fantasies that came before it, and I was still mostly able to understand what was going on. The only trouble I had was just the fact that I was a goddamned infant when I played it, so I couldn't hardly read at all. So, but like, you didn't need to know anything about the 3 games that came before it in order to play it, because like none of the characters from the first 3 show up. Like none of the places that you go to in 4 are in the first 3 games.
嫌いだってことも伝えられないのよ。
But there are a couple spin-off games, like I know there's a mobile phone game I think called Final Fantasy Record Keepers, and then there's World of Final Fantasy, and those games try to like connect all of the Final Fantasies together. But like if you don't play those and you just stick to the actual main Final Fantasy games, then you don't really need to know anything about any of the other ones to enjoy them.
正確にはまだ10召喚師だな。
あ？
あの奥に試練の間ってのがあって、10召喚師はそのさらに奥で祈る。祈りが通じれば正式な召喚師になれるって思い出したか？
誰かが奥の奥から帰ってこない。それは分かった。
もう1日経っちまった。
命に関わることなのか？
時には
どうして助けに行かない？
ちゃんとガードがついてるし、何より掟だし。
もしものことあったらどうすんだよ。死んじまったらおしまいだろ。
掟を破ってはなりません。
知るか。
Time to piss off an entire nation's worth of religious people.
いきなり心細くなった。
The PS2 era was a good era to get into games. There were a lot of good games on the PS2. Despite most of my friends considering me a bit of a Nintendo fan, during that generation the only console I had that wasn't handheld was the PS2, and I did not regret that decision. There were so many good games on the PS2. I was spoiled for choice. Yeah, I haven't played much of the mobile Final Fantasy games. I do have World of Final Fantasy because that's on Steam and I did get it. I haven't played it at all yet though. I think that once I get to the point where I'm a bit more confident with like reading and understanding Japanese, I want to play it though. Because it does look like a pretty good game. I forgot that I have to do these goddamn puzzles. But it's okay, I'll figure it out. I just haven't done them in years. Oh yeah, most of the Final Fantasy games that are original to the mobile like platforms, I would say are kind of gacha games. Not all of them though. Like cuz like some of them are remakes and stuff. But the remakes, obviously they're no different from how they originally were. They don't like add gacha elements to the remakes. At least so far they haven't done something like that. I guess I shouldn't put it past them that they might do something like that in the future, but at least I don't think they have. Oh, that's right. This one down somewhere. I'll just put you back. Hooray!
おい、何熱くなってたんだ。まあいいや。ここは召喚士と重召喚士、そしてガード以外立ち入り禁止だ。掟だからよく覚えとけ。
あんたはいいのか？
俺はガードだからな。
ガードってば？
召喚士はスピラ中の寺院で祈りを捧げるための旅に出るんだ。ガードってのはその護衛だ。今この奥にいるガードは一人はすぐに怒るし、もう一人は何考えてるかわからん。ま、ここまで来ちまったら一緒だもんな。しゃあない、行くぞ。
なんであんたが来るわけ？私たちじゃ不安だった？
いや、つい。ほら、やっぱり怒ったろうね。
召喚士は大丈夫なのか？
あんた誰？
Lulu sounds a lot younger in Japanese than I was expecting. Or maybe not younger, but just higher pitch, I guess. More cute, maybe. Well, not even necessarily cute. I don't know. She just sounds different than I was expecting.
「できました。私召喚士になれました。」
そりゃ驚くって。召喚士はおじさんだと思ってたからさ。
こっちこっち。
Oh man, what should we name our summon? Yeah, Yuna sounds a lot perkier than I expected.
見えんねっつの。
Since she's supposed to be like the super proper Yamata Nadeshiko character, I was expecting her to sound a lot more like her English voice actor, a lot more tranquil. But I don't dislike it. She still sounds cute. Should we leave the summon names the same or should we change their names? I'm trying to think of what I want.
圧倒的な光景だった。見た目は少し怖かったけど、なんていうのかな、不思議な優しさみたいなものが俺にも伝わってきたんだ。
Yeah, okay, you can stay Val for.
そうそう、初めて話をしたのは夜になってからだった。俺には分かってなかったけど、あれは特別な夜だったんだよな。みんなの、俺の。
チームのみんなに紹介だ。今度の大会にどうしても出たいってんでチームに入れることになった。ちょっと記憶がねじ曲がってるから変なこと言うかもしれないが気にするな。俺挨拶。
Digimon is something I've always been meaning to get into.
よろしくな、みんな。
Especially now that they have like that series of
で、大会の目標は？
what are they called? Something sleuth, I think.
俺たちの目標は変わった。目標は優勝だ。
But like the new series of RPGs for Digimon
出る試合には
look
全
really
部
good.
勝つ。よ
I
その
haven't
チー
played
ムは
any of
全
them,
部
but
倒す。
they look really good.
そうすりゃ優勝できる。簡単なもんだ。
優勝だ。
優勝だ優勝だ
優勝だ。優勝だ。優勝優勝優勝だ。優勝だ。優勝だ。優勝優勝優勝だ。
I'm glad that scene was just as awkward in Japanese as it was in English.
起きて破り目。
召喚師様に近づくでない。いけないんです。
ユーナ様いかんぞ。
でも元はといえば私のせいですから。ユーナです。
Yeah, Cyber Sleuth.
ありがとうございまし
I
た。
haven't played any of them, but they look really good.
ああ、助けに行ったことか。でもさ、あれまずかったんだろ？俺余計なことしちゃったよな。
いいの、私が未熟だったから。
Stay away from the summoner.
あのさ、召喚獣見たぞ。すごかった。
本当？私大召喚師になれると思う？ユーナ様、もっとお話ししようよ。じゃあまた明日。
明日って？
明日は同じ船で出発でしょ？
あ、そうなの？
お話できるよね？
うん。
ザナルカンドのこと聞かせてね。
可愛いだろ。好きになるなよ。
そんなの約束できないね。向こうが俺のこと好きになったらどうするよ？
そんなことにはならない。眠くなってきたら俺に言え。寝床の用意してやるから。
召喚師様に近づくでない。
休むか？
Yes, let us go to sleep
それがいいな。
together. Me and you together in bed together. Or not, I guess. God, this fucking scene.
船来ないな。
早く来ないとみんなに見つかっちゃうね。
本当にいいのか？
ザナルカンドに連れてって。
こらー、私と旅するって言ったのに。
あれは。
ユーナを好きになるなって言われたくせに。
そっか。
いや、
そう、だから私と行くの。
なーにやってんだ。ガキのくせに女と旅だ。
Stop being so mean to us, hot dad.
おお、また始まるのかな。泣くぞ、すぐ泣くぞ、絶対泣くぞ、ほら泣くぞ。
大嫌いだ。
聞こえねえな。
もっと大きな声で言わないとダメだよ。
大嫌いだ。
あ？
ほら、頑張れ。
ほら頑張れ。
大嫌いだ。
もう死んでしまったのよ。あの子がチャップに似ているのは認める。私も最初見た時驚いたわ。でもどれだけ似てたってチャップの代わりにはならない。今はわからないだろうけど、いつだって私の方が正しかったでしょ。
でもさ、あいつだって困ってたし。
また言い訳？
だって
でも聞き飽きたわ。
Marriage troubles, am I right?
怖いな。で、チャップって？
俺の弟だ。お前に似てたんだ。
死んだ？
討伐隊に入ってたけど、去年シンと戦ってやられた。俺がそれを知ったのは大会の日でな。
あ、それで。
So as far as I can guess, we are in a hot summer boy camp with a princess of some sort who has a crush on us. I mean, that's kind of it, yeah. More or less.
どっちが大事だってんだよな。ま、次の大会終わったらガードに専念すっから。
Long story short, we're a sports ball player who
悪いな。
気にすんなよ。俺だって
was playing a sport and then their hometown got destroyed by a giant monster and then they woke up in what appears to be 1,000 years in the future.
ありがとう。わか。
And things are weird. That's it. That's basically what it is. I think this is where we're going to leave it off for today. But I will be back on this bullshit tomorrow. I'll be starting at the same time I did today. Continuing exactly where we're leaving off here. Yeah. Wakka's a good character. I'm still incredibly surprised that people actually showed up for my stream, and thank you guys very much for doing that. I will be back doing this again tomorrow, and I hope that you guys come back for that as well. Still haven't come up with a sign-off thing, but thank you guys very much, and I will see you tomorrow. Hopefully.